Hi everyone, it's Shannon from StampendouslyShannon, and welcome to the mini catalog kickoff party, which is the holiday mini catalog, the July through December 2022. And this is also going to serve as the celebration kickoff because the dates overlap. So for the first two-ish months of the mini catalog, we are also going to be having celebration. So let's go ahead and talk about the mini catalog first, and then we'll talk about celebration, which is like a super fun way to get some extra fun and free products. So starting off, I wanted to make a note about this first page here, the page 5 really, but it's the first product page. And this is the Making a Difference set, or kit, I guess. So the promise of this kit is that if you purchase this kit, they will donate $3 to support organizations working to end food insecurity. So with this kit, you receive everything you need to make 9 cards, and you receive this cute little insulated lunch bag. And then $3 of that purchase will go towards, food pantries and whatnot. So it's a super fun idea, and as you know, with everything that's going on in the world and supply chain issues and COVID-19 and economic things, the rate of food insecurity has really exponentially grown. So this is something I'm very passionate about. So I was super excited to find that this is what they were supporting this year. So this isn't available to purchase as part of that the mini catalog. And then our next page is going to be page 9. So this is a super fun suite here. It's the Sweetest Christmas Suite. And it really includes 2 stamp sets and 2 die sets. Now, it also comes as part of the suite. It comes with papers, different papers, specialty paper, and just designer series paper, some adhesive sequins, and then some beautiful, I think it's gloss green ribbon. Doesn't specify, but it's in real red and garden green, so perfect for Christmas. And then just to show you a couple of fun things about these stamps and this stamp set. So the first thing is that we have 2 candy canes here that are reversed images of each other. So oftentimes I feel like when I want to stamp candy canes, I only ever have either left side or right side facing candy canes, so I end up having to reverse stamp the candy canes, and this set actually kind of answers that call and gives you one of each, so that way you can make fun cards like this right here. Or if you have, if you're designing like a little gingerbread house or something, you could use these at the front door. That's what I always think about doing. So we have that there, these 2 separately facing candy canes. And then we also have 2 dies that I want to talk about. So the first one here is this kind of like, it's supposed to be candy cane stripes, but if you flip over the catalog one more time, you can see in this beautiful card here, you can see what they did was they actually cut out 2 garden green pieces of cardstock with that die, and then they overlapped them to create this really beautiful, really fun textured 3D plaid. So I'm super excited to give that a try because I think that is so fun. And I think that when I was flipping through the catalog the first time, I skipped over this, I believe. I was just like, oh, that's a nice card. But when I really looked at what went into it, I feel like that's got to be a card that just has, so much impact when you open it up. So I'm super excited to try that for myself. And then additionally, they use that same die cut here, but in white, and then they just layered it with the paper that comes in as part of the DSP package. So you can see that the red, the green, and the blue actually just fit behind those stripes really nicely. And then the second die I wanted to talk about was this little candy cane die. So this actually punches the holes perfectly so that you can put them on candy canes, which is such a fun idea for if you're giving these out to neighbors or you want to take something into your kids' class, you can just really quickly and easily make a whole bunch of these, stick them on the candy canes, put some cute little ribbon on them, and send them away. The other thing you can do is put pencils in them. I don't know exactly the diameter of the die, but I think that you could really easily, put a pencil or a pen or something else of similar size into that hole, and then give them out for, birthday gifts in a classroom, or really anything, any kind of occasion if you can think of it. Pins are a cute little, I think, graduation gift if you want to like get a set of personalized pens or something. So this set, I think, again, I really liked it when I first looked at it, but the more that I've looked at it, the more I really appreciate it. And the DSP is absolutely beautiful. So you have lots of candy canes, but then also just lots of prints, so lots of polka dots and stripes. And I think that this is going to be a top seller. I have a feeling. And also they have these little Jingle Bell trinkets, which we will talk about when we get to them. And then this is just a close-up. So these are the same two sets. They just have blown them up a little bit so that you can see them a little bit bigger. Because these are kind of small images right here, and I think it's kind of hard to appreciate all of the fun things. The other thing is these banners. So look how beautiful these banners look when you stamp them and then stamp inside of them. I think that I wasn't blown away by the stamp set when I first saw it, but the more I've seen samples with it, just the more I've really appreciated it. So this is stamped in Pool Party here, and you can see just how beautiful, the banner is, and how nice that sentiment looks on the card. So I'm very excited for this set as well. So moving along to page 11. Oops, that is page 11. Moving along to page 14. We have this adorable little Regal reindeer set. Now, I try to always point out if I think that you need to have, the stamps and the dies. Like if you have a die cut machine and you like to do die cutting, I try to point out stamp sets that I think could work by themselves, but also stamp sets that work really exceptionally well with their dies. This is a set that I think you could actually choose either or for. So you can see in this sample here on page 14, they actually just used the die cuts. They actually did not use any stamps so they didn't use the child and they didn't use the reindeers. They just used the die cut images, which actually includes additional animals. So you get this little fox and a little scarf for him too. But I think that this stamp set actually, to me, it reminds me of like Polar Express, or if you see that old movie from maybe the 90s, I don't know, Prancer. So I think it was from the 90s, maybe it's from the 80s, but it's a pretty, my family had it on VHS, so that I think tells you how old it is, but it reminds me of, the reindeers in those movies, and then adding this little child here he's actually holding an apple. So in this card here, you can see he's actually holding the apple up to the reindeer, which I think is, such like a cute little, interaction on your card. So I really liked this set. And again, I think that you can go either way. You can just get the stamps and really color in the details, or you could get the dies and kind of do both things and make things pop out and whatnot. Then our next set is going to be page 17. And now it would be hard to miss this set, I think. So part of the reason I like doing these mini catalog flip throughs and also annual catalog parties and things like that are because I really like to point out things that maybe get overlooked. And since I look through the catalogs fairly frequently, it's one of those things that over time and as I'm watching other people use things, I find new items in the catalogs because there's just so much to look at and so many beautiful samples that it's hard to see everything. So that's one of the reasons why I like doing these. However, this would be, I think, a set that would be hard to miss. But I still want to talk about it because I'm so excited about it. So we have this little train set, which, speaking of the Polar Express kind of vibes, this also gave me very much Polar Express vibes. These images here are actually just cut from the paper. There is no dye from them, but they are just cut directly from the paper. The penguins, I don't believe, are part of the paper pack. They might be, but they are a stamp in this stamp set here. Which does come with a die. And actually you get 2 penguin dies, which is fun because that's how many fit in the little train car here. So overall, this suite has so many fun things. So we have these little embossing folders here. One of them is mountains, and one of them is like a little village scene. So I think even if you didn't buy the entire suite of the Santa Express, these embossing folders are still going to be really beautiful. There's another stamp set called Yeti to Party that I'll talk about, and I think that these embossing folders would look super cute with the Mr. Yeti in that set. And then we have these beautiful gems. They're kind of iridescent gems. Or I guess they're supposed to be adhesive back stars, so maybe they're not hard. They're just more like almost like a sequin, I guess. And then we have this Memories and More card pack, which I feel like we always have a couple of Memories and More card packs, and I think this one is super cute because you can see this vintage Santa right here, and it really embodies a lot of the elements that are really fun and exciting in the paper. And additionally, you can see that they've colored the different Santas. So right here, they've colored him in like a light green, and I think that that's super cute. And we have, this is, I think, another cutout as well. So I think this one was cut out from the paper. So very, very cute. And I love that little reindeer in the back. Look at him. He's having a great time. And then they also made a bag with it, which is super cute. And they used the ribbon that comes with the suite, which is the iridescent trim. So it's going to look similar to these stars. And I think it's going to have kind of like a tinsel-y feeling to it. I don't think it's going to be soft like a chenille ribbon. I think it's going to be tinsel-y. So maybe like a little bit harder and a little bit, I want to say the word scratchy, but a little scratchy maybe. All right, and then this is just another, again, they've done a really great job with this. I think they've pulled the stamps and blown them up on this page, but you can also see on display right here the Memories and More card pack. So you can kind of see a little bit more detail about what goes into that. Also online, I think for the Memories and More card pack specifically, I think online does a really good job of laying everything out. And I think you can see it a little bit closer up and really see some of the details. Then our next thing I wanted to talk about was page 21. And while we're here, we'll go ahead and talk about page 20 as well. So this is a super adorable set that is called Sweet Gingerbread. And you basically, it's kind of like building your own house. So you can build your own gingerbread house. But look at this card right here. So I love that we have like a little snow globe. And they just cut out at like an angle, like a little trapezoid to put it on the bottom. But they use this tree right here. That's like the only stamp besides the Sending Love that they used on that. And I think that's so adorable. And then they also made like a little 3D house. So this one, I think this stamp set is going to be another one of those really versatile stamp sets. So we have From Our Home to Yours. So this doesn't have to be just for Christmas. This can also be for, new home ownership or welcome to the neighborhood. Those kinds of, stamp set, new houses. So all of those kind of those events would be really good for this stamp set, I think. And then we have this set, which I really love this set. And again, another one that as I was going through, I was just, passing by and not really thinking about, the possibilities with this. But once I started looking at it, you can see how much fun this stamp set really is. So it's going to be great for making treats. So you can see here we have the Handmade with Love stamp, and they put it on like a little tin, a little loaf of bread tin. And then they've also made cards just with the sentiments in there. And I think that is so fun because I feel like sometimes when I see this set, I would have thought to put it on, maybe like a loaf of bread, but I don't know if I would have inherently thought to put it on cards. So super cute. And again, they have lots of different sentiments. So we have Merry Christmas, we have New Year, holidays, handmade, baked. So this is something that, you could say baked with love. And then it doesn't necessarily have to be for Christmas. It could be for Easter or, whatever holidays that you give out, fun and, edible gifts, or even, if it's like knitting or something like that, you could do Handmade with Love. So again, a very versatile stamp set. I think it's great for crafters and bakers to be able to kind of stamp their image and let people know that they worked really hard on what they are giving away. And then if we flip to page 22, just wanted to point out that the penguins are back. So that was, I think, promised from the last holiday catalog. These penguins were in the last catalog and they sold super well, so they brought them back. And again, these are some great examples of how you can use these penguins, but there are so many examples online because, again, this was such a favorite. So if you didn't get a chance to purchase the penguins, it is not bundled together with the punch, but you can buy the punch separately. So you can buy the stamp sets and the punch will cut out the penguin's belly, and I think their little feet. So these little feet that you have here. So very, very cute stamp set, and something to definitely consider because I know a lot of people had a ton of fun with that one last year. And then one of my favorite stamp sets from the catalog last year, and I didn't initially purchase it. I actually purchased it kind of towards the end of the season, was just this big sentiment stamp set. And it just had a whole bunch of like just big, kind of similar to this, but it was different words. But it had like holly jolly, jingle, I think it had jingle jingle too. But just tons of just really Christmassy kind of words. And when I saw this set, that's exactly what I thought of. But even look at the card samples that they did here. It's kind of hard to see. Let me pick it up again. They just stamped jingle jingle and straight lines all the way across to make like a background on the cardstock. And then they stamped it in the fun, printed kind of stamp for the main element of the card. Isn't that sweet? So you also get the bell, and you get the little, bow for the bell, some stars, a Santa hat, and you get the fillers for those too. So you can color those in with blends, but you can also just stamp them. But I love that they included both of these. So you can stamp the outline, but then also stamp this fun kind of print either inside of the outline, or you could just stamp the print like they did here. So I think that this is a really great stamp set. And again, another one that even last year I kind of overlooked some of those bigger sentiment stamp sets. And I this year made a point to look for them. So this is going to be a very awesome stamp set, I think. And then we have page 31. And I wanted to point out the dies in this stamp set, or I guess in this suite. So the paper is beautiful. The pearls are beautiful. The ribbon is gorgeous. But really the dies, I think, are the thing that take the show. And I don't think that it's evident when I was flipping through. So these kind of cut out this whole entire image. So it cuts out the sparkle kind of effect for them. And I think that they're so beautiful, and you can see them. Let's see. So these are the snowflakes right here that you can see, and you can see that it cut them out, and that's part of that first stamp set here, the Christmas lights. And then we also have, these brightest glows, and I love this one right here. So if you look really closely, that's it looks like a tag, but it's got holes on either side, so you could really easy just run a piece of ribbon through that and then tie it to a gift, or tie it similarly to like a cake pan or something like that if you're giving away gifts like that. And then the paper is just absolutely gorgeous. So we have this specialty glimmer paper, and then we just have these like wonderful piece of the DSP, and they are 6x6, but they also have some of these just like, this is just a circle right here. So you could put even like photos in that, I think, like small photos, and use it for scrapbooking. So again, here are the stamp sets just kind of blown up. And then these are really awesome sentiments here too. So next, these are just more cute little animals. This is probably my favorite stamp set in the entire catalog. I think that this concept is absolutely beautiful. So you get, if you buy the window dies and you buy the stamp set, you can make little scenes, like little window scenes. And those window scenes, you can decorate them with little cars or houses. And if you get the embossing folders from the Santa Express suite, which has the village and the mountainscape, like the mountain background, you could so easily just die cut that piece that would fit behind the window, and then emboss it, and then have that scenery in the background. So have like a little neighborhood looking scene outside of your little windowscape. So I love that you can add a wreath to your window. You can add some overarching garland. So I will be doing a online class, some tutorials with this stamp set for sure, because I'm so excited about it. And I love this little car, and I'm super excited because I want to try to put one of these little trees on the top of the car. So we'll see how that works. And real quick, this stamp here, it took me a really long time because to me it looks like a crown. It's actually the flames for the candles. So just in case you're looking at that and you're like, well, I like all the stamps, but I don't know what that one is. It is actually the flames for the candles. So when you stamp them, you can have actual, flames on them. They don't just look like little pillars. And then, again, the sentiments are fantastic. But even this from Our Heart to Yours, again, great for, a housewarming or new homeownership kind of thing. And then we got this North Pole Mischief. Now, I think everyone who maybe has watched my videos is fully aware that I love animal stamps. Like, that's probably the thing that I go to the most. So I try to make sure that I give equal attention to all stamp sets, but I feel like I really tend to focus on like whimsical and animal kind of stamps. So when I saw this one, I thought it was so cute because I have a cat and I have a dog. My cat does not really look like this cat, but my dog looks like this dog. So I thought this stamp set was exactly like it embodies my animal life, like my fur children. And I thought that if you could just cover up to the North Pole, and that could definitely be a birthday card, right? So they don't really have anything Christmassy about them except for it says to the North Pole. So you could even cross out to and then actually write their name in. Cross out North Pole and then write, to mom. But that way, you could use this stamp set for other things. And same thing with this little fish here. You could just cover up the little cat's mistletoe and then put another happy birthday stamp on there, or even thank you. I'm sure you could make it work. So again, another versatile stamp set. And sometimes I find with the animal stamp sets, they're less likely to do that because they, obviously the animals are maybe wrapped in Christmas lights or something like that. But this one I thought you could definitely do. And the other thing is I don't think I have a paw print stamp. So I was super keen on getting that paw print stamp because I do think that would be something that I could use for a lot of different purposes. All right, and then let's move to page, let's see, that was 37, so let's move to page 38, and this is the Yeti set that I was telling you about. So this is the Yeti to Party, and you can see how fun, this little scene right here looks like Dr. Seuss to me. Like it looks like maybe like the mountains in the Lorax or something, but I just think he's so fun. So he's got his little cup of coffee, and I think this would look so great with that mountain background from the Santa Express suite, that embossing folder. So we have lots of great sentiments. Like I love this one, get Yeti to Party, it's your birthday. So perfect for a winter birthday, or even, just little kids just like monsters even, so he could just be a little monster. He doesn't have to be a Yeti. But I think that the stamp set is really cute. And then over here we have the trees for sale. Now, take a mental image or keep this marked in your catalog because this actually ties to something in the Celebration catalog. And it's actually the die set that goes with this, which you cannot buy by itself, but you can get as a celebration item for a limited time. And the dies for this stamp set are fantastic. They are so cute. So you're going to want to compare to see if you want just the dies or the stamp set or both, and then kind of plan accordingly to make sure that you get those dies. I will mention that everything in the Celebration catalog is while supplies last. So once the Celebration, stamps have gone out, or once the dies have gone out, paper, they will not be, most likely they will not be coming back. So it is not, imperative to go really quickly, but it is something that if you really want something, try to get it sooner rather than later, just to make sure that you are able to get it. And then we have this really beautiful Peace Be With Your Peace to You stamp set. So it's great if you celebrate, Christian Christmas. Then this is a fun stamp set to send out. Just a note that the dark image, the darkness around here, is what is actually going to stamp. So the white space is going to be the negative, and the dark is going to be what is actually stamped. So if you can see that here, so they stamped this in Night of Navy. And then they used blends or maybe watercolor markers or something to color in, their scarves, their headscarves, and then their sashes and the shepherd's crook and whatnot. So very, very cute stamp set. And then we've got our little gnomes here too. They're super cute. And this is the second time that Stampin' Up! Has done a gnome stamp set to my knowledge. The first one was not last year, but the year before that, so 2020. And that was probably my ultimate favorite stamp set I own. And I have 2 of that stamp set because I loved it so much. But these little guys are also so cute. I love that he's peeking out from under his hat. And I love this little mushroom house here. So cute. And the paper is darling for this set. Okay, and then we have all bundled up. So we've got just some cute little woodland critters here dressed up in their hats and scarves. So I think that that's very cute. Really easy to turn this into a Christmas card or a birthday card, or just a thinking about you at Christmas time, or thinking about you during the winter months card. And I think also very easy to turn this into, like a 3D box kind of situation. So you're the coolest, and you could put some wintergreen mints in it, or some wintergreen gum, or something like that. And then we have this countless trees. So the only thing I want to point out about this is that the stamps are reversible. So you can stamp on one side and get like the outline. So like for the tree here, it would be just the lines. And then you flip it over and it will actually stamp the solid part too. So that's really cool. And Stampin' Up! Has a few stamp sets that are reversible like that. The Mountain Air Bundle in the annual catalog is one of them. And then now this is another one. So the Countless Trees. And then this, I wanted to show what this looks like. But this is, the reason I marked this page is, yes, the paper is beautiful. Love the pumpkins. Love the chalkboard-like effects of these. Love the pumpkin stamp set. But the thing on this page that I was the most excited about was this Embossing Editions toolkit. So I have mine here, and I got my box yesterday for this because it slipped out of my order on the first one. I guess I accidentally deleted it. But I wanted to show you what this looks like, because when I saw that they have this available, I was like, oh, that's going to be the first thing I order. And I could not believe that I forgot to order it, because I was literally so excited. So it comes with 4 items. So you get your embossing buddy here, which is, it's hard to say what is actually, I'm like fairly certain that it's cornstarch inside of this. I don't actually know, to be honest, but it's like a little tiny anti-static sack. So you rub this on your card front. And when you dump your embossing powder on it, it should prevent most of the embossing powder from sticking anywhere except for on the Versamark. So this is super fun and exciting, and I've seen these everywhere. Lots of demonstrators still use them because they're so awesome, but it's hard to find like a good quality one, and so I'm so excited that Stampin' Up! Brought theirs back. Next up, it comes with a pair of reverse tweezers. Now, these originally, when I first started using reverse tweezers, I do have another pair that I currently use. But number one, these are super thick. Like these are metal. It's not plastic. It is actual metal, and it's screwed down to the little plastic pieces. So it's plastic at the tips, which will prevent, metal from scratching the surface of your cardstock. And it will just protect anything else that you may have on there. So I've seen several different ways to use these. Number one, you can use it to hold your ribbon to tie your bows, but also if you've ever been doing embossing and burned your fingers, or had to find a creative and unique way to hold your image that you're trying to emboss in front of the heat tool, this is the perfect tool for you. So you would put your item, your thing that you're going to emboss, in between the tines of your reverse tweeters, and then you will just hit it with the heat gun, and voila, you would have it done, and your fingers would be burn free on the other side. So this is the absolute perfect little setup here for these. And then when you're actually doing the embossing, I think they went in. Okay, well, we'll just leave it like that, and then we'll figure that out later. It also comes with a little brush. Now, these are actual bristles. You know what it feels like? It feels like blending brushes. So one of these guys here. So it feels really similar to that, but they're obviously longer. But this is like a little paintbrush. So if you do notice that your embossing buddy maybe missed a spot and there's lots of little pieces, or if it's kind of stuck in the Versamark, but it shouldn't really be there, you can just kind of take this brush and just kind of wipe it away a little bit. So super fun to have that as well. Again, these just feel like such quality items to me. Like, again, this is metal. And I don't think that translates in the catalog. So I thought that this was going to be plastic, actually. So knowing now that it's metal, I'm even more excited to use it and to have it in my collection. And then lastly, we have this little tray here. So now, when you're doing your embossing, a lot of people, I have mine in like a little Tupperware, and I just like dump the embossing powder onto the image over the Tupperware, and the Tupperware just kind of catches it. So the fantastic thing about this is you lay your design inside of the tray. After you've stamped it with Versamark, you cover it with the embossing powder, and then you do all of your things. So you would make sure that there's no marks or anything on it. And then after you pick it up, most likely with your tweezers, all of the embossing powder that's in there, you just unscrew this piece here and dump it back into the container for which you use. So this is especially going to be useful for people who use and keep their embossing powders in the original containers, because this is a smaller spout, so it'll be really simple to pour it back in. So a fantastic little tool set here, and it does come with instructions. And of all these things, I am most excited about this embossing buddy, but for sure, I think that this set is just fantastic. So if you do a lot of embossing, or even if you would like to start doing embossing, I would recommend this kit for sure. So that is the main reason that I bookmarked that page, although I think that everything else on this page is absolutely beautiful as well. Like, I love these chalkboard images, and these are mums, I think, and I think that this paper is going to be even more impressive in person. So I'm planning on ordering it because I do want to see what it looks like in person, and also I just need some fall paper in my life. I have some plaids and things like that that'll work, but I need some like real pumpkin kind of paper. And then again, these are just the blown up images of that. And then we have this little soft seedling stamp set, another stamp set that originally I just blew right by. But look at these beautiful cards that they made up here, right? So these are just really soft images, and they're just really generic. So you could use those for fall, Halloween, harvest, like a happy harvest or something like that. I think over here it has autumn wishes, so if you pair those up, you could have autumn wishes. But you could also use it for Thanksgiving. And we've got these little, I don't remember what they're actually called, but I know they're like the seeds for, I think, maple trees, but we called them like propeller leaves, I think, when we were little, because if you throw them up in the air, they spin around really fast and fall to the ground. It's just, to me, this is a very beautiful stamp set that, again, I just flipped right on by. So let's see. Our next page is going to be page 55, the next one. There we go. I missed a page. I was like, wait a second. So it's this little witches set. So there's not very many Halloween sets. I feel like last year there were tons of Halloween sets, but this year there's just a few. But I really love this little witch set here. And I do think the one thing that's missing from this is a little kitty cat, right? So I feel like when I think of, Halloween witches, I always think of cats. So in the annual catalog, there is a set called Glad We're Friends. and there's a cat in there, and he has a little crown on his head. But I think that that cat will match really nicely with these witches. He's a little bit big, maybe, for the witches, but I think that he looks kind of lanky, and he's got like the same smug face that she has on. So I think that they will maybe work really well together. So that's a possibility if you're thinking about this set, but you really need to have a little cat in there for him. But otherwise, I think that this little set is so cute. And I know that maybe a lot of people don't do like Halloween cards, but this would be a great set too for the, like little treats, or little, classroom gifts and things like that. But they also have this beautiful black and white paper, which I think pairs nicely with these witches, but also pairs nicely with just about everything else. So I think that this is going to be a really, really cute Halloween stamp set. And this is the stamp set that I will be kind of featuring around Halloween time. So if you're interested in seeing the projects for that, stick around with me, because I will definitely, again, be using that stamp set for those. There are a couple of cute other Halloween sets. We've got some trick-or-treaters. These trick-or-treaters are just solid images, right? So again, the dark is what stamps. So this dark gray is what's going to stamp on the paper. So these are the full images, and they're going to stamp like little shadows, which I think can be really, really cute. And I think paired with the dies are just adorable. And then we've got some witches hats here with some little witches feet. Super cute. And then I wanted to bring up this stamp set here. So this is the cottage wreath stamp set, and I love that you can have, you can basically, it's like a make your own wreath. So you can add bows, you can add extra leaves, extra like little twigs and berries. And some of the cards that are made on this, with this stamp set, are absolutely darling, right? So look at those 3 wreaths right there. And that's, I don't want to say that's very simple, but that is like, it's 2 die cuts stacked together. But look at the impact that makes on your eye, right? So I think that this is going to be a very, very popular stamp set as well. And then this paper down here. So it's got stripes, it's got gingham, it's got, it looks like, plaids in like every color imaginable. So it is 12 by 12. Usually Stampin' Up! Gives you, I think you get 12 sheets of 12 by 12. And then you get 48 sheets of 6 by 6, I think. But this is 48 sheets of 12 by 12. So you're getting a huge stack of paper, a ginormous stack of paper. And it is more expensive. It's $30, but it is a big stack of paper. And that will last you it'll last me like maybe a lifetime. So it is a big stack of paper, but it comes in every color under the sun. So you can use this for Easter, birthdays. You've got black and white, which can be used for anything. You've got, yellows, which can be used for the summer, oranges and blacks, which could be used for Halloween and Thanksgiving, greens. Like these are going to be, this is going to be an amazing set of paper for sure. And then there's also the pearlized enamel effects. So you get 3 bottles of the pearlized enamel effects. And basically they have instructions on the front of the back. I have not used mine yet, because I just received them yesterday, actually. So you use the applicator tip to apply a medium layer to your projects. So these are meant to, I think, kind of replicate like faceted gems or any type of adhesive gems, like the matte dots, or the pearlized dots, festive dots in this catalog. But basically you could make lines, or you could make just little dots of various sizes, and just add some additional embellishment to your card. So these are super fun, and they come in 3 colors. So you have white, which could be used for like snowflakes, or just even like little confetti. You've got red, which would just pair nicely for like Christmas and things. And then you've got this black, which would be super fantastic for, Halloween, Thanksgiving, that kind of thing. But also, they have a little bit of shimmer to them. So they are pearlized. So that means that there's going to be just like a little bit of like opalescence to them. So if you have any of our opal rounds or anything like that, that's going to kind of be the effect that you'll see in them. Just a little bit of glitter. And then I wanted to point out this Design a Treat bundle. So you get these little faces and, designs and patterns and things. But the die sets, this is one that I think you will want to have die set and maybe the stamps, but definitely the dies. And then if it would really depend too on if you're comfortable A, with drawing faces, or B, if you already have a stamp set that has a lot of faces. But for the die set, you're going to get all of these different items to make the bat box, to make these little reindeer boxes, to make the bunny box, and you can make little advent calendars with that set, right? So the emblems that they have there are for like the little cardstock piece right here. That is from that stamp right there. So they stamped that onto the die cut image. But you could just die cut it without stamping. It would just be a little less decorative. And the numbers come with the die set. So if you decide to purchase the stamp set, consider doing the box. And if you are not sure you want the stamp set, but you do want to make these designs, definitely get the dies. That would be my recommendation, just simply because I think that you can do things with the dies in this particular set, and you don't necessarily need the stamps, although they are super cute and they would be helpful to decorate things, and you can see how they use them for cards as well. So that is what I wanted to show you for that one. And then page 62. So this is another one that I'm going to say, remember the stamp set, because there is a matching celebration item in the celebration catalog, or the celebration pamphlet. But this is a really beautiful set. I think it's fall. It has a Merry Christmas on it, but to me it feels definitely more like fall, or just almost like kind of like an all occasion, really, because it does have mushrooms, which are super cute. And then we've got a little house, but we've got some berries. So you can make it Christmas, you could make it fall, you could make it all occasion. I think get well soon. I think to me that really vibes with the stamp set, is get well soon. So I think, housewarming, you can make a housewarming one for this. But I think that that's definitely a very versatile stamp set here. All right, and then page 64 and 65. So I wanted to show you some samples with this particular stamp set, because when I saw the stamp set, I wasn't blown away by it. I thought like, oh, it was, that's really cute, but I think I have to prioritize the other 20,000 pages I just showed you before I buy this one. But Stampin' Up! Actually did a demonstrator event with this stamp set, and I'm so glad that they did, because I would not have thought to use the stamp sets in this way, or even really I wouldn't, maybe not have even considered purchasing it if they hadn't done this event. But I did, and I'm so glad again that I did. So this is the stamp set. So it is the rubber cling, which is fantastic, because I think I prefer the rubber cling stamps to the photopolymer, but I really like them both. Who am I kidding? But you get lots of fun sentiments. You get sending hugs, much love in your new life, let's celebrate, and today is a day to remember. And then you get all of these images. So these actually stamp inside of the blanks, right? So these are to fill in, this one, this stamp and this stamp here are to fill in the spaces of these single line kind of images. And it also comes with dies that will cut out everything, including our little bumblebee up here. And it comes with this little half circle, which I'll show you how that looks. And then lots of these, little fern, flowering plant kind of pieces. So I'm going to show you everything. So this is the ribbon. It is, I think, soft seafoam green, and it is a seamless ribbon, or a seam binding ribbon, sorry. So it doesn't have it's very textured, but it doesn't have like a lot of weight to it. So it's very thin. And to me, this is like the perfect size ribbon for cards. So this is fantastic. I love it. And if you're using this, you could use this definitely for like pastel Christmas cards too, or pastel holiday cards. Then we have the paper. So I'm going to try and get out just the paper for this set here, because I have the other thing I want to show you. So this is super reflective, so apologize in advance if I just blinded you. So one side is foil, And the other side is just this like muted kind of pattern. And that's how they all are. So we have this little bumblebee one, and you get 2 sheets of each, and they all have that plain matte side and a foil side. So if you're not really crazy about foil paper, the matte side is still really beautiful for these. And then I wanted to show you something fun about this one that I learned during that event, because when I looked at this, I did not see it first. Look at that ladybug. So I did not see him originally when I was looking through this. I just saw, it was like an optical illusion. I just saw these kind of embossed flowers, or I guess maybe eucalyptus leaves, but this is embossed as well. So this has texture to it. These have a little bit of texture, but this one has a lot of texture. And all of these are white. So it's all like whisper white kind of embossing, or whisper white. And the other thing that Stampin' Up! Mentioned was that this is the first time that they've done colored foil. So they've done like, the copper and the gold before, and champagne, I think, and maybe silver, but they've never done like a color before. So this was super fun to see and to be part of, for sure. So they have tons of these beautiful pages, right? So like, look how beautiful that page is. It's just muted, and it's just plain, but it's a great like little textured piece. So it looks like texture, but it isn't necessarily textured. So the other thing that they have in the set are these little trinkets, and I'm going to be giving away a half pack of these trinkets. So if you are interested in that, all you have to do is email me. Usually I do these catalog kickoff parties live, but there were tons of conflicts from lots of different people with the time that was originally selected. So rather than holding everybody up from seeing these videos, what I decided was I was just going to do like an asynchronous party. So if you are interested in entering for giveaways, you just have to email me. My email will be down below, and then it's like a 2-3 question survey, just asking questions specifically like, where do you live, and what's your address and what's your name, and things like that, just so I can send you the gifts and the prize. But I will be giving away a half pack of these, which will be 10 of these little gold trinkets here. So I wanted to show you some samples that we made as part of Stampin' Up's program, sort of Stampin' Up's tutorial retreat thing. So I have, got to get them out of their little cellophane wrappers here. So I have these 2 cards first. So we have Today is a Day to Remember, and these are actually the blanks from the die, right? So a great way to use up your blanks, so to speak. And then this is actually a piece of, I think it's soft seafoam, and then we just colored soft seafoam on the top of it. So a super fun idea and way to use that. And we also embossed the white, which is fun. And then we have Let's Celebrate, which, again, these are the blanks from these. And then for some of the blanks, I just flipped them over. Right, so you've got that. And then we kind of made our own deckled edge here. So rather than having to use the deckled edge die, we just kind of made our own. And then lastly, we have this Sending Hugs, which is so cute. It uses the brick and mortar 3D embossing folder. And you can see how fun those dies can be, right? So there's that. And then lastly, I am definitely going to be demoing this. It may not be with this paper, but it may be with another paper. But I'm going to be doing it at least for Christmas, maybe for Halloween. But look at this cute little bag. So we made this. And I did a different bow. I used a hole punch and did a different bow. Just because I wanted to use less ribbon so that I could have, I'm a little stingy with ribbon. I want to make sure that I have enough of it for forever. So I'm a little stingy, and they did a really cute bow where they wrapped it all the way around. But I just did hole punches on the top and then put a smaller piece of ribbon there. But this is still so cute, right? So this is like a perfect size to put some extra little treats in. And you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of like the lint truffles, like when you buy the bags of the lint truffles. That's kind of like the same shape of this, except for I think it's a little bit wider and maybe a little skinnier, but very cute. Very excited to demo that. So that's the Splendid Thoughts Splendid Day Suite. Splendid Thought Stamp Set, Splendid Day Suite. And then I think that might be it. So we can move over to the Celebration catalog. Again, there are still so many beautiful stamped images and items in here. And just to remind you, you can see all of the products in the back of the catalog starting on page 72. So if you go through here, you can see additional samples, which I always encourage people to do. So if you're not sure about a stamp set or you're on the fence, go back and look on the actual page of the product, but then look at the back too, because these are all different samples different from what was seen on the actual pages, right? So we didn't see this one up front, but isn't that adorable? Look at the little moose looking down at the rabbit. I never would have thought to combine those two stamps to have them looking at each other, right? So definitely look back here too and make sure, because I feel like this is always where I get like the inspiration to buy something is in this section right here. Like, oh, look at that. That even looks like a Christmas card to me. Oops, right there. So again, that stamp set could be used for Christmas kind of thing as well. And then we have all of the dies, and then all of the products and papers. So again, there's a lot. There's those Jingle Ball trinkets that I mentioned. There's a lot in this catalog, and this is a great place to kind of summarize everything that you've seen. So now let's move over to the Celebration catalog. So now, look how much smaller this is than what I just had here. I'm going to put it on top of this, just so we don't lose it. So this starts on July 1st through August 31st. So when you purchase $50 through Stampin' Up, you get a free product. Now that's a cumulative. So when you purchase $100, you can choose one $100 item or two $50 items. Or you can choose, like if you spend $150, you can do one $100 item, one $50 item. So basically, however much money you spend, divide it by 50, and that's how many $50 items you can get, or $100, vice versa. So I think they refer to them as level 1 and level 2. So free with a $50 purchase is level 1, and free with a $100 purchase is a level 2. So you get free product just for spending the money that you would already be spending. So which can be super beneficial and add up really quickly, right? As we all know. So these are, again, extremely free products and super, super cute. So the first one is this Hippest Hippos. And I think there was another demonstrator that mentioned that she kept saying hippiest hippos. And I also keep doing that. Honestly, I keep saying hippiest hippos. I just feel like there should be another I there, but there's not. So it's a red rubber clean stamp, and you get, 7-ish stamps, I think. And look at these cute little hippos, right? So you've got hippo on her little toes here, and you've got them holding a flower, and this little You're So Hip stamp. I thought that this would look so cute with the spiral dies, right? So if we put the spiral die background stamp and we put You're So Hip and put one of these hippos on there, I think that's going to be so cute. So that's a next step on my to-do list. Actually, after I get done with this video, I'm going to give that a try. And then to go with our hippest hippos, we have our hippo dies. Now the dies are fantastic. So let's stuck to it. You get a little boat. You get the hippo die to cut out the hippos from the stamp set. You get a birthday hat, a pair of sunglasses, which are so fun, which would also go great for the You're So Hip stamp set. You get a little snorkel, an umbrella, some waves, and then this little bucket so you can put your hippo in a little bathtub here. And then this looks like grass and some splashes. So just super cute little dies. I don't know what this one is. Oh, it's you know what? It's the rudder for the boat. Oops, that's the wrong side of the boat. Boop, just like that. Right? So super cute little dies, and I think you could use these for other things too. You don't have to just use them for the hippos, but I think that, again, for free with $50 purchase, you might as well, right? And that is my motto and personal opinion about Celebration is like, well, gosh, they're free, right? So I will always bump my order up. During Celebration, I will always bump my order up to the next $50 limit. So if I'm at $130, I'll spend an extra $20 in order to get the free product. And then next up we have the paper. So this is gorgeous paper, and it matches. Remember I said to think about that, the stamp set that had the, let's find it real quick so I can jog your memory, because I've now forgotten what it's called. Here it is. The Arranged with Nature stamp set, right? So this paper coordinates with this stamp set. And you'll see why here in just a second. So we have just beautiful prints. So just some beautiful florals, and then some beautiful plaid. And then we've got some acorns and just some, kind of muted blushing bride-ish crushed curry florals. And we've got these, look at these birds. Aren't these birds cute? So we've got some little bluebirds and some, what looks to me like a faux alcohol ink. So very fun. And again, free with $50 purchase. And then we have these little houses, which is part of what matches the Ringed with Nature stamp set, right? Because we have a house in that set. And then it comes with these medallias on the back. Mandalas? Mandalas. And then we have this paper. This is probably the paper that I was the most excited about. I love these mushrooms, right? These are so cute, so whimsical. And we've got these little butterflies in them too. And then we have our rings on the back. So if you love that stamp set, if you love the look of that stamp set, but you don't really want to buy the stamp set, getting this paper for free would give you kind of the same vibe, right? So if you like the tree stump, you can get this paper and you get two 12 by 12 sheets for free of the tree stumps. So definitely something that you can use and kind of create the same look and same patterns without having to purchase the stamp set. Although you could purchase the stamp set, and actually purchasing the bundle at $53 would qualify you for this free paper. And then this on the back, these are just trees. Look how fun those are. So just super tall trees. And then some what look to me like poinsettias on the front. So very fun paper. Very, very cute paper. I think absolutely worth, spending that $50 in order to get it for free. And you can also see how they used it together, right? So with that stamp set, but then also just using it in general, the paper. Like, look at that one. That's so cute. I love that. That's a great way to use those birds, because I love those birds, but I don't know. I was like, well, gosh, how would I use that? And literally, this is the absolute perfect way right here. I think that's so cute. And then we have some card and envelopes. So if you're a big card maker, this might be a good one for you. And we've got some stylus sketches. So these are some cute little animals. And you can see they're coloring them in. So they are able to be colored in. But they've got this really like sketchy kind of look. So looks like a lot of brush strokes and pencil strokes and things. And then we've got some sparkle silver and gold designer series paper. And then these amazing phrases. So this is great because it's like build your own sentiment, right? So to another year around the sun. It's going to be amazing. Oops, I'm the worst. Woohoo to you too, right? So you can kind of build your own your own sentiments there with that set. And that one, we've now entered the free with $100 purchase. So everything from the first 10 pages of the catalog are free with $50 purchase. Everything starting on page 11 is free with a $100 purchase. So this is the other stamp set that I told you to keep in mind. The Trees for Sale stamp set. So these are the dies for them. And this was definitely the first thing that I put in my cart for Celebration. Were these adorable dies. Number one, look at how many dies you get for free, right? So you spend $100, you get this whole die set for free. But look at how many dies you get. Crazy, right? So you get all of these little trees, right? So if you're a big tree person, let's say you really like trees, you don't have very many trees, you want some trees, but you don't want any of the sets in the catalog, like any of the die sets or the stamp and die sets with trees. Great way to get your trees here. So you get 3 inside pine trees, and then you get the outlines to cut out the actual pine tree themselves. So this will cut out kind of like the texture of the pine tree, and then this will cut out the actual pine tree image. And then we've got the camper, which is like the big ticket item for this, I think. So you get your little camper, you get your little camper topper, so that'll just kind of go over the top there to build them up. You can see that here, just to add a little bit more design to your camper. And then we get the banners, and then this right here, this is the flag pole or the light pole, and then this is to cut the lights out. Now I'm going to do a video, because if you don't want to buy this stamp set, you can still use this. So you can die cut these out and then just take a brown marker and just kind of use the die as a guide and just kind of draw in up to the line, and then kind of make a little knot with your marker, you know, just draw in, and then do the same thing here. So just color in the actual light bulbs here. So if you're not crazy about the stamp set, this can still be used. So just, you don't have to have the stamp set to use the dies for this one. You do get a little puppy dog, which is cute. And I'm thinking now, I don't remember, there must be a little puppy dog stamp in that set. So puppy dog might be a little hard to color in, but you can see kind of how they stamped it there. So you could also just color it in to look like your puppy if you've got one. And same things for this little sign, so you could definitely just put a different sentiment on this sign. You wouldn't have to use the trees for sale. But again, the stamp set is super adorable, and I think definitely worth the purchase, but the dies are fantastic. So you also get a wreath and a little bow for your wreath. So keep this in mind if you're getting to pick out, if you have a die cut machine and you're getting to pick out some celebration items, this is a great one to pick out. And then next up, we have our wonderful world, and it's just some beautiful flowers. So it looks like we have some bachelor's buttons, maybe a ranunculus, and I'm not sure if that's not sure what the flower right here is in the bottom actually. But that looks like a bachelor's button, and that looks like a ranunculus or maybe a rose. So very, very pretty. And this is a stamp set and DSP. So you get the DSP up at the top where you can see kind of like the images. And if you go online, I think you could probably see a full set of that paper. But you can see the, a sample of that paper, and you get the stamp set, both for $100. So that's another great purchase there, because you would get paper and a stamp set. And then lastly, if you host, oh, and you know what, I forgot to show the host set for the mini catalog. So if you host during celebration, this is a free set. So you would get this if you host, and if your party is over, I think, $150. So you would get this pomegranate stamp set for free. It would not count towards your Stampin' Rewards. It would just be a free stamp set that you would get. And it is so cute. It's this perfect pomegranate, right? So you can see you got like the pomegranate seeds, a great textured stamp for the kissing technique. And then you have all of these adorable, just like little leaves and flowers, perfect for Christmas, fall, all that kind of stuff. Because I think that's, I guess pomegranates probably have different seasons in different places. I think in the United States, pomegranates are typically thought of in like the fall and winter months. So to me, they're kind of like a fall Christmas thing, but certainly if you live somewhere else, it may not be. But a great little stamp set there for sure. And I see them cutting out that images, and I think that this would be one that's like super easy to cut out too. So there are no dies for it, but easy to cut out for sure, and it makes a really cute little card. And then the last thing for the celebration promotion, I'll jump back and show you the host set for the mini catalog as well. But if you join my team, if you join Stampin' Up!, there are two different types of demonstrators, and I have more videos about this particular promotion as well. But if you are interested in Stampin' Up!, you want to sell yourself, or if you just want a discount on Stampin' Up! Products, you can join my team. For $99, you will actually get $125 worth of product and free shipping. You will not earn celebration rewards on that $99. However, you will get this kit for free. So this kit is This is only a portion of what you will get because I actually have a full video. So if you're interested in seeing what this whole thing looks like, go to my videos. I think it's called the Making Plans Kit with Stampin' Up! Maybe, or Stampin' Up's Making Plans Kit. But go to that video on my YouTube channel because this is a super fun little planner, and the goal is to help you kind of start and get your business rolling, but you could use it for other things too. So I'm using it actually as a personal planner. So you can see here I did my first week here where I decorated up my planner. So you can decorate it, you can customize it, make it your own. It's actually an 18-month calendar, but I just have 6 months in it because the rings really only accommodate about 6 months. But you can add things in here, your business cards and whatnot. So if you're interested in getting this kit to start Stampin' Up, you can definitely do that. But if you're interested just in this kit to start planning, this is a super quality leather book. So it's, it's got like the puffy edge leather. It's got a magnetic clasp, and it's got envelopes at the front and at the back. So this is a fantastic planner. So if you're a planner, consider joining Stampin' Up! For sure. And you have up until the end of celebration in order to do that and get this kit. You can, of course, join anytime, but obviously you'd want to join during this promotion so you can get the extra stuff. But it comes with stickers, a stamp set, 3 notebooks, the leather bound book, all of the planner pages, just an insane amount of stuff for $0 just as part of your starter kit. So you would get, again, the starter kit, you would get $125 worth of product, the free Making Plans kit, and free shipping for $99. So it's a great deal, especially again if you like planning. And if you have any questions about that, please let me know because I would love to chat with you about it. I will go ahead and give the speech that Stampin' Up! Has kind of 2 types of demonstrators. They have demonstrators who make videos, actively demo and go out and share Stampin' Up's products, but then they also have what they call hobby demonstrators, which are just people who like to stamp and want a discount. So you will get, once you join, you get 20% off of all of your Stampin' Up! Orders. And then if you level up to the next, after a certain amount of money, you'll level up to the next Stampin' Up! Level, and you'll get 25% off, and that's the most you can get, but you'll get 25% off of all of your purchases for the future. So it's a great way to save some money, and also just a great way to get access to new products because you would get to be part of the pre-orders, you get your catalogs early, just super, super fun. So if you are interested in that, please reach out to me. I'm happy to have that conversation with you and tell you all about being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, whether that or not that means you want to sell for your business or whether or not that just means you want to a discount and to be a hobby demonstrator. So set that off to the side, and now I want to show you the host set for the mini catalog. So now if you spend $150, you earn 10% back on Stampin' Rewards, and you get to buy this little caroling mice stamp set, which is $13. So that would use $13 of your $15 Stampin' Rewards. But look at these little mice, right? So they're caroling. They've got a little lamp post here. Just so cute. So that is the host set. And of course, the more money that your party earns, then you get more Stampin' Rewards. So it would be a smaller percentage of what you earn. This stamp set would be a smaller percentage of what you earn. You would still earn more Stampin' Rewards. But it doesn't have to just be a party. So if you just are planning on spending, if you liked more than, I definitely liked more than $150 worth of stuff in this catalog. If you liked more than $150 worth of stuff in this catalog and are wanting to spend it, then you earn 10% back on your purchase if it's over $150 just by yourself. So that's when you could qualify for this caroling mice stamp set. Or when you could qualify for, other items. So you wouldn't have to buy this host set. You could buy $15 worth of, whatever products you want. But definitely check out these little caroling mice. They're so cute. And that's that. So thank you so much for coming to the annual the holiday mini catalog kickoff party. I am super excited. The catalog is out, and thanks for tuning in. And again, if you're interested in the giveaways, please reach out to me via email. My email is down below. I will send you that link. And within 1 week of me sending out that link, I will be granting those winners an email that will tell them that they've won and make sure that they won it. But very, very excited for the giveaways, very excited for the new mini catalog, and I hope you are too. So take care, and I'll see you next time.